Hello, my name is Lilian Silva. I'm the forage specialist for Clemson Universe. And today on this Forage Drops video, I'll be talking about late summer considerations for forage systems. So let's get started. So on this video today, I'll be talking about some tips. So just some general topics that they are good to be thinking about as a management plan for your system. And one of the major ones for this period right now that you should be thinking about is considering if you could and would like to establish some cool-season forages to extend your forage production and the grazing season as well. So we do have several options of annual cool-season forages that can be used to extend the forage production and distribution into the fall and winter months. And this helps us to decrease the reliance on hay feeding and also the costs associated with that during those months of the year. Cool season forages, they have really good quality that they will be providing the animals, and they are going to be a good way to work on the animal performance and to not need to use as much supplementation as in other systems if you were to have a lower quality feed to provide the animals during that period of time. When we are thinking about which cool season forages we would like to plant and use during this period of time, it's important to think about a few points. So one of them is where you're located into the state, the soil type you have, the soil fertility and pH that area has right now. And also it's important to consider the plants and the animal needs and what budget you would be able to really put towards establishing and managing those forages during these next few months. Another thing that we do need to be thinking about is that the fall period could be a good time to plan for collecting your soil samples and to send them to be tested. This way, we would be able to have some time to work on ordering lime, to applying lime, and allowing the lime to react in the soil so it can raise the pH in case you need to. And this would be a good time to prepare for the next growing season, for the next Bermuda or Bahia grass or other forages that you may have on your livestock, on your forage livestock operation that you are going to be looking at establishing next year as well. Another thing is to really be thinking about scouting your fields for weeds as they start to show up. Usually we're going to start seeing weeds in early December already for most of the years. And we can consider really controlling them early in the season to be able to have the fields a little cleaner and to even optimize the options that we might have for some weeds, for control some weeds as well. And then that's going to help with the forage production and the quality that we will observe. Another thing is to really try to avoid overgrazing your forage stands in fall. Just could compromise the energy reserves that the plants will have accumulated to undergo the winter months. On this point, I'm not talking about the case where you stockpile your Bahia grass or your Bermuda grass stand to graze later. I'm talking about really the management that you're using on your general pastures. And if you just allow the animals to continue to graze at new growth through October even, it really depends if the plants should be growing during that time of the year or not, due to the temperatures that we're going to have this year. But it's really important how you're going to work on allowing the plants to have enough time and even the quality of your management to allow them to replenish the energy reserves in their root systems to really be able to undergo the freezing temperatures and regrow back in spring. And then a few other points here. One of them is consider applying some potassium to your fields in early fall. This is helpful to the plants to work on their persistence, to work on their tolerance to some diseases even. Think about something that you would be using as a supplement to your health, to boost your health. It's kind of the same idea for the pastures. You would be putting around 4 pounds of potassium per acre to those pastures to just allow them to work on that their health portion, to really try to work on the ability that they will have to undergo the winter. We call this winter hardness. So it's really going to be helping that stand to persist and to have a better longevity over time as well. In terms of the areas that you're going to be grazing, do think about planning where the fencing and water needs are going to require you to put fencing or to move water troughs or to put temporary water troughs or work something to allow the animals to have access to proper water as well. So it's important for you to think about those things ahead of time so you can really make sure that you have enough fencing material or before you build a fence, you do have access to water and those type of things. And if you're feeding hay, especially if you're feeding hay on your pastures, do think about alternating the feeding sites on the pastures, because this helps with the manure and the urine distribution. And this is going to really be important for next year as well, for those nutrients to be incorporated in the soil and be used by the forages that will be growing as well. And it helps to not have too much hay losses accumulating on a single place, because that could form a thatch. And it could be a layer that would be compromising the ability of the bahia grass or the Burmah grass to start to regrow next year as well. And then do plan to take forage samples and send them to the lab to analyze them for your hay, the hay that you're going to be feeding on these months. And this will help you to plan for the supplementation requirements that you're going to have during this next months and really meeting the nutrient requirements for the animals. This is what I had for today on this forage drops. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you can catch the next week's video, and I hope you have a great day.